The $95 annual fee on the Chase Sapphire Preferred credit card just posted to my account, and that means I've completed 1 full year of holding this card. It's my wife's card, but it's up to me to figure out if we're paying this $95 and keeping it open for another year. This credit card was easy to justify in year 1 with that 60,000 point sign-up bonus for just spending $4,000 in 3 months at a bare minimum that is worth $600 if I just cashed out those points directly into my bank account. But now that we're in year 2, things become a little bit more difficult as we figure out how much value this card is going to give me going forward. So I'll give my honest thoughts about every single benefit on this card to see if it's worth it. I've got a really good website pulled up that is going to go through every single benefit of this card, and it does happen to be my referral link. So just keep in mind if you are looking to get a Chase Sapphire Preferred, or we won't talk about it in this video, but also Chase Sapphire Reserve is in the same referral link. If you want to get one of these cards, I'd highly recommend checking it out with the link below in my description, and we'll continue with these benefits. I've actually gone through these and I have figured out how much value I got in year 1 from this card, and then moving forward in year 2 to see if it's worth holding. So starting off with travel for the Sapphire Preferred, there is a $50 hotel credit. This $50 hotel credit is what everybody looks at when they're saying, well, this isn't really a $95 annual fee to hold this card. And I will have to say that we did use this in year 1 and we got about $38 worth of value out of it. So how I calculated that is we did a 1-night stay at an airport hotel, and we got the room for actually $12 more than what we would have been able to get it from booking.com. And so it was worth it to use the Sapphire Preferred and save that $38 on the hotel room, but through the Chase Travel Portal, that hotel was more expensive. Moving forward in year 2, I do want to be a little bit conservative with my estimate and say we're going to get about $30 of value out of this $50 hotel credit. I don't know exactly when I'll use that, but we have a full 12 months to figure it out, so I'm sure we can think of something if we decide to hold on to this card. Now we'll move a little bit faster through some of these travel benefits. We have travel purchased through Chase. This is going to be through that portal that I was just talking about. You get 5 times points when you book flights, hotels, car rentals, anything like that. And this is pretty cool to earn 5 times points in those categories, but I already get this perk from my Freedom Flex, a no annual fee card. And so if I were to cancel the Sapphire Preferred, I would still have this benefit. So this is worth nothing to me. And then the next one, I already covered it, is hotels and car rentals through Chase, 5 times points. Again, cool, but I already have that with the Freedom Flex, no annual fee. Then we'll move on to travel purchases, just a very broad travel category. Chase is really good at including a lot of things in this travel category, but it is only 2 times points that we get to earn, and I already have the Chase Ink Preferred. It is a business card, but that is going to give me 3 times points on this same exact travel category. So if I have a travel expense, I'm going to be reaching for that Ink Preferred in my wallet and not the Sapphire Preferred, and so travel, that's going to give me $0 worth of benefit. Ennismore Hotels, you get your 4th night free when you book at these hotels with the Sapphire Preferred. This is a cool benefit. I always like getting 4th night for free. Like I get that with my IHG Premier card, but that's at IHG properties when you book it with points. So this is completely different. I didn't know a ton about these hotels, so I had to do some research for this video, and it turns out a lot of these are pretty expensive. My wife and I, when we stay at hotels, I don't think we're getting up to this caliber, and so just because we had to pay the first 3 nights in cash, that's gonna run us close to $1,000 probably or more. So we're just gonna have to pass on this benefit, giving us $0 of value for this one. We do have a 25% boost when you use your points through the Chase Travel Portal. Now this can have some good use for you. I mean, for me, it doesn't have the best. You can get $750 worth of value if you use your points through the Chase Travel Portal and use that 25% points boost. For me, there isn't a ton of value here. I've never used my points through the portal because I just get better value using my points for other things. So for that travel category of benefits, I'm gonna say in year 2, we're gonna get $30 worth of value. That's pretty good, working towards that $95 annual fee. So now we're down to $65. Let's see if we can cover the rest. With dining coming up, unfortunately, that is not going to help our case. We are going to earn 3 times points, okay, and with Chase Dining, which is a little bit different, you're going to also earn 3 times points in dining. Unfortunately, yes, again, that Freedom Flex that I mentioned earlier when it came to the Chase Travel Portal, it's again going to come in here because we also get 3 times points when we spend on dining. So no benefit here, and then scrolling down, there's no other dining categories here, so for all of dining, $0 worth of value. Moving on to the everyday benefits section, we are going to use the very first benefit here, and that would be the 10% anniversary points boost. So they actually sent my wife an email saying how many points we're going to get from this 10% anniversary boost, and that is 907 points. And this 10% may be a little bit confusing, so let me explain that in a little more detail. So for this 10%, you're not going to be getting 10% cash back on every purchase or anything like that. Chase gives the example of if you spend $25,000 on your card in 1 year, you will get 2,500 points back. That 907 points is going to come out to a minimum at 1 cent per point of $9.07 we earned from value for this one benefit. In year 2, since we are not working towards a minimum spend or anything like that, this card will get considerably less use if we were to keep this card open in year 2, so we'll probably put that value just at $1. Next up, streaming. It is 3 times points when you use this card. All right, that's actually pretty decent. Unfortunately, we have the Capital One Saver one, which also earns 3 times points on streaming, so $0 there. And then moving down to online grocery, 3 times points. Okay, that's all right, but a lot of people complain about how it says online grocery and not just all grocery, which yes, I do find that a little bit annoying, but I mean the Saver one, that same card I just mentioned, is also going to give us 3 times points in all groceries. So $0 annual fee card covering both of these, we're gonna have to give $0 worth of value from those 2 categories. And moving on to the next one, Lyft, we get 5 times points when we use this card. That's a good benefit. If only we didn't have it with a $0 annual fee card, the Freedom Flex, or any of our $0 annual fee Chase cards. So $0. Now we get into some interesting ones. We have a DoorDash Dash Pass subscription. That's kind of hard to say. And that is going to give you a free DoorDash subscription that you can use, and you can save money on, I believe it's delivery fees. You get maybe even some like service charges, all the stuff that's already really expensive on DoorDash. There's not going to be any monthly credit or anything like that, and so it's going to be really hard to justify ordering DoorDash even though we get reduced fees, because we're still going to have to tip the driver, we're still going to have to order from an expensive restaurant instead of cooking food at home, and so I'll have to give this one $0 worth of value. But the next one, Instacart Plus membership, this is going to be interesting because we didn't use this at all in year 1, but maybe we'll try to get some use out of it in year 2 if we keep the card open, because you get 6 months of Instacart Plus and you get $15 in statement credits every quarter until July 2024. So that's actually ending kind of soon, but we still have 2 quarters until then. And so if we get $30 worth of statement credits total on this card, again, like everything's probably going to be more expensive on Instacart. I've never ordered it, but that's just my guess. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, and we're only going to be able to order a very certain amount of groceries to make sure we're not overspending. And so I have this benefit as $5 because it's hard to put a dollar amount on it. And we get to earn 5 times points when we make Peloton purchases over $150. I've never made a Peloton purchase in my life, and I don't plan on starting now, so we'll give $0 for that benefit. And for this entire everyday benefits section, we're gonna put a dollar value in year 2 of $6. So I mean, like, that's pretty decent. I think we have knocked down that $95 annual fee to $59 now, so we still have to make it up somewhere, and we're hoping to do that with this next category. Unfortunately, this next section is really difficult to put a dollar amount on it. I do have to say that I put $0 on all of this just because we've never used this card for the travel protections, for the purchase protection, all of that, and we don't plan to in year 2. Hey, if it happens and we save a couple $100 to maybe over $1,000 just by using this card for our travel purchases, that's fantastic. But for right now, I don't see that happening. And so I guess I'll just put $0. But if it happens, I'll let you know. Now moving on to additional benefits. These are kind of miscellaneous, but there's one in particular here that is very, very important. The first one is you get to earn 1 times points when you spend $1 on this card. Pretty much every card in the United States is going to give you this perk, if not better than 1 times points per dollar spent. So obviously $0 here. They mention My Chase plan as the next benefit, but I personally do not want to break up my $100 worth of purchases into monthly payments or whatever it says on there. I'm just not going to do that because they're probably going to charge me money for it, and I don't want to do that. So $0. Now on to 1-to-1 points transfer, and this is easily the best benefit of the Sapphire Preferred by far. I mean, to have access to transfer partners is huge with any credit card issuer that you are going to get credit cards from. Chase, American Express, Capital One, Citi, things like that. You really want to have access to Chase's transfer partners because they are extremely solid. I love Air Canada, I love Flying Blue, Air France, KLM, I love Virgin, I love United. Those are all 4 really solid programs, and there's a lot more that I'm not mentioning, and so this can have a huge value for some people and maybe a lower value for other people that don't really use transfer partners that much. We'll actually hold off on valuing that right now just because we want to get through the rest of the benefits, and then we'll talk about this more. Now we have no blackout dates or travel restrictions. I don't really care about this too much. $0 foreign transaction fees are up next, and this is actually a really good perk. I'm so excited whenever a card that I want has this because that means I can use it overseas, and I am out of the country a lot traveling, and so I definitely need a lot of cards like this. I don't know how to put a value on it. I just said you got $1 worth of value on it in year 1, and I'll do $1 worth of value on it in year 2. 24/7 access to Chase customer support. I should pretty much expect this, right? I think from any major credit card issuer, so $0. And then ultimate rewards points don't expire. That's fantastic. I really, really like that they don't expire. I am grateful that I don't have to use my points in order for them to not expire, but I should be kind of expecting this from all credit card issuers. $0 worth of value there. Now we're moving on to something that's not on the Chase website because I found 2 very important things to talk about. One of them is Chase offers. I don't know how many people actually use this regularly, but I have on a few of my cards, and it looks like from the Sapphire Preferred, we got $2.05 worth of value out of Chase offers. I don't remember what I clicked on to get this, but basically you can go in the app or probably on the website too. Yeah, definitely on the website. And you can just scroll through, see where you might make a purchase, and then you can select it to add to your card, and you can get 5% cash back, 10%, 15%, whatever they're feeling like giving that day. And there you go. So I got $2.05 worth of value in year 1, and I can't really predict what I'm gonna have in year 2, but I guess I can put $1 worth of value there. The second thing that is not on this website is referral bonuses. If you can refer just 1 person to the Sapphire Preferred or the Sapphire Reserve, then you will get 15,000 Chase points for doing so, and at a bare minimum, 15,000 Chase points is going to be worth $150, or if you use them through the Chase travel portal with that 25% boost, it'll be more than 150, and if you can use them for travel partners, it could be even more than $200 or $300. Since my wife did refer me to the Sapphire Preferred, she had one and I liked it so much that I signed up for one as well. She got 15,000 Chase points for doing so, and so at a minimum that is $150. This means that if she is able to refer just 1 person to this card, then that would completely wipe out the $95 annual fee, and it would give us more value than that $95. And maybe you're watching this video and you have the Sapphire Preferred and you're wondering if you should keep it around. If you have a spouse that wants a Sapphire Preferred, then you can refer them and that will help you justify the annual fee for that year. Or if you have a friend that you have in mind that could use the Sapphire Preferred, as long as they are smart with their financial habits, then you could refer them to the card, or anyone. But if you're not going to refer somebody to this card for the entire year, you still have to make sure that it makes sense for you. And right now we do have $58 worth of value left to make up for this card after dropping that $95 annual fee with each benefit that we put a dollar amount of value on. So do we get $58 worth of value out of this card for having access to transfer partners? Well, I do have two cards, the Sapphire Preferred and the Ink Preferred, that I can use to transfer out to partners, but my wife does not have another card that can transfer out to partners. You need the Sapphire Preferred, the Ink Preferred, or the Sapphire Reserve. And so she is actually going to hold on to this card because she definitely gets more than $58 worth of value just by having access to those transfer partners. It is so nice because you can transfer your points to Hyatt, you can transfer to United, Air Canada, Virgin, British Airways. There's so many partners out there that can give us huge value and can help turn our Chase points into more than double that if we were to cash them out for cash back into our bank account. I have thought about this for a long time, and with my other options of downgrading this card to a no annual fee Chase card or to upgrade it to the Sapphire Reserve for $550 worth of an annual fee, or just flat out canceling this card, I have decided that I am for sure going to keep this card for another year. So even though the Sapphire Preferred isn't perfect and $95 is still money that you have to pay, it is still worth it for a couple of the benefits like the $50 hotel credit and also transfer partners. And if you want to watch a video where I transferred my points out to Hyatt to get some huge redemption value, I'll have that video right here for you. And if you want to check out the Sapphire Preferred, I do have a link below that will help out the channel in a huge way to help me keep traveling and making videos for you. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.